Okay, so I had a paving job I wanted to do. This little section up here is along our side, and we use the wheelbarrow filled with compost, and we're travelling heavy things up there all the time. And it was grassed, and what happens is that the wheelbarrow compresses the grass into a gully. And so what I thought was I might do a bit of paving to just cement, to make that harder so it didn't form that. So I bought some sand, some coarse sand, because I wanted to do it by putting sand underneath the pavers, just so that it was got a little bit more, number one, so it would, water would go through it pretty well, and number two, to make it a bit of a cushiony effect so that it would all mesh out and not form a big furrow. Anyway, one of the things I did was that I looked on YouTube to see what other people were doing, what interesting things other people were doing. And it was very disappointing because nobody's doing anything interesting. Everybody's doing exactly the same thing. I must have watched 20 videos of all exactly the same. And odd thing was, nobody knows why they're doing it that way. So first thing they do is put crusher rock down, and it's basically crushed rock of all different sizes, from dust right up to large stones. And on one of the videos they said that this allows good drainage. That's not correct. When you're putting a mix of stone down that's all different sizes, it actually, and compacting it, it actually fills all the gaps so it doesn't become porous at all. I put coarse sand in here because it's all the same grade, all the same size, every grain, and that will allow the sand to be porous.
Get the water run down through.
Yeah. Okay, so the first layer that everybody was doing was crusher rock, and then they were doing a layer of sand, and then they were putting the pavers on. And that's great if you're a tradesman. You have to do it right. As one person said, do it right, do it the first time, and you don't have to repeat it. That's all very good for tradesmen, but if you're doing it yourself, you can think out of the box, and this is what I'd like to take you through. Okay, next one. So this is some paving we did 15 years ago. I basically levelled the dirt, put weed mat down, and then put the paper straight on top of that. No crusher rock, no sand, nothing. They've lasted 15 years. Yeah, there's some gaps, but they're still there. No catastrophes happened. All good. This path down here, which we use as a water channel, it's just a pavers laid on dirt. As you can see, it's been there for about 2 years. There's no gaps. There's not many weeds growing. There's one up there, that's about it. And so basically all these pavers were here when we got here. They were all laid out in this area here. We didn't want them there, so we took them all up. So the big thing about doing things once and doing it right is fine unless you change your mind about what you want. For instance, there's a clothesline over there. It's the old clothesline. We don't want it there, but it's got a massive lump of cement under it, and to be brutally honest, we can't get rid of it. It's going to be there forever. It's too big. It's junk.
So we put some dirt and some grass over it.
Yeah, but basically...
And it's a bird perch, but it's in the way.
It's in the way.
And it was too hard for us to remove.
With our clothesline over there, you can see it's
got a bit of a tilt.
It's got a bit of a tilt, and every 4 years, I basically straighten it up and tamp the earth down.
Yep. So it's just tamped earth with pavers.
Yep.
Block pavers around it.
Yep.
And it does the job, and it means that anytime we want to, we can remove it and put it somewhere else if it's not working here anymore.
That's right. It's very simple. This bit of paving we did here, this has been here about a week because the pavers I used for the side, I had some here and I needed more pavers, so I took them all up, put them over there, and these pavers, which were also here when we came and hadn't found a use for, they suddenly became useful.
Yeah, a nice path.
what these series of videos is about from our thing is to not telling you how to do things and you must do things this way, but trying to give you an idea of how we do them and asking you to think outside the box and do things differently, because yeah, it is possible to do things differently. Thank you.